Go.
Okay, so now we're going to do some leg swings, some hip rotations, hurdle drills, some different exercises to warm up the hip joint, the hamstring, the hip flexor. So we're just going to start off by doing some leg swings side to side. So just a little bit of an angle so you're not too close to the bench. And just doing some side to side. Nice tall posture. And you want to do it 10 times one direction, or on one leg, and then move on to the other leg. Okay, after side to side, working the hamstrings, nice and tall, and opposite arm, opposite leg. So this arm comes up, the opposite leg comes up. Nice and relaxed, never forcing it, and then moving on to the other leg. Always keeping nice and tall. The next leg swing is called donkey kicks. So instead of keeping the leg straight the whole time, you're going to bend your knee as it approaches the chest, and then as it comes down underneath your center of gravity, you straighten out. So the knee comes up and then the leg straightens. And that focuses a little bit more on the hip flexor. Around, other leg. Alright. Next we're going to do a hurdle drill. For this, you actually picture that you have a hurdle or a barrier right beside you, and what you're trying to do is get your knee and your foot over that barrier and really trying to get as much mobility out of the hip joint as possible. So again, nice lean against the bench, and the hip comes over, or the knee comes over, the foot comes over, and then back down to the ground. Knee comes over, foot comes over, and then back to the ground. So full circles. That slowly, knee comes over, foot comes over, and then straighten out back down to the ground. As much mobility as you can. After doing that on both legs, you move to the other leg. After doing 10 each leg, do the opposite direction. So instead of the knee coming over and the foot coming over, you do the opposite direction. The foot goes over the barrier first, and then the knee. Foot goes over, then the knee, and then you straighten out, just like that. So as much mobility through there as possible. Okay, so that's going to warm up all the hips, and we're going to finish with an exercise that you can either do as part of your warm-up or as part of your strength workout afterwards. These are called eccentric heel drops. It's a strengthening exercise, but it also warms up the Achilles and the calf. So for myself, who's had a lot of problems with blood flow and pain in the back of my heel over the years, this exercise has been my saving grace as far as continuing on running. I was supposed to pack it in a couple of years ago, and after doing this consistently every day as a warm-up, I've now been able to run pain-free, and my heels and my Achilles are healthy once again. So using the bench, instead of doing calf raises and pushing up, we're starting neutral and dropping the heels down. So I'll get you to come around here, Jeremy, from behind so you can see the heels. So instead of doing this, you're dropping down. And this is a quick motion from neutral down. When that starts feeling easy and you've built up to doing 50 of those a time, you'll go to one foot, drop down, use both feet up, drop down, both feet up, drop down, both feet up. When that eventually feels good, you can start just doing one foot. Fast but controlled. So you build up to 50 on one foot, and then you build up to 50 on the other foot. Okay, after that routine, you should be a lot more warmed up. All the joints should feel good. Everything should feel a little more open and a little bit more loose. So starting out your run, instead of shuffling through the first mile or two, you're going to feel a lot more warmed up and ready to go right off the bat. Get a lot more out of your running right from the start. Okay, that's good for today. We'll talk to you soon.